Social media plays a big role in today's society because it sets a lot of standards, really high standards, that we as teenagers now see as the norm. All social media apps like Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are the most popular. They all have similar features, but at the same time are different, and that's what draws people's attention. Today, these apps have revolutionized the way people communicate. With that being said, I'm going to inform you on the pros and cons about social media. I am qualified to speak about this topic because I myself use social media a lot. I believe this topic is relevant to my audience because they are teenagers, and I think they all like and use social media. I will do this by informing you of the positive and negative effects of social media. Some of the positive effects are that we can communicate with people from anywhere in the world. It's easier to do research and turn in work for school. It's easier to send messages, and it's better for the environment because it's a lot faster than it was 20 years ago, or maybe even 10. I'm not sure. My first point is communication is key in any type of relationship, whether it be friendships or like more serious, like boyfriends or girlfriends or whatever. And without communication, there can be a lot of problems. This can be a root for toxic relationships. In my case, I recently went on a trip to Costa Rica and Panama where I made a lot of friends, but sadly, all of them live in Guadalajara, which is really far. So we all try to keep in touch with like group chats and like all of like social media because we don't see each other as much, and when we see each other it's like maybe once a year. I mean, I just met them, but like I'm gonna see one during spring break, and but yeah, like that's probably the only time I'm gonna see her this year. You know what I mean? So it's not like we don't get like I don't get to see them as much as I get to see my friends from like Eagle Pass or something, and so that's not as fun. But thanks to social media, we can keep in touch and keep up with each other's lives. So that's good. And when it comes to research, it has evolved a lot over the years. Back then it was cards and letters sent by a messenger, and it would take days, sometimes even weeks, maybe even months depending how far the distance was. And people had and when it came to like school, like for projects or whatever, they had to go to libraries and like actually look for the book and check it out, and it was a big deal. And now you can just like search it up on Google and find millions of sources, and they all they are all good sources most of the time. It's also better for the environment because back then, since it was all paper and pen, it wasn't like all the trees that were being used was hurting the environment more than it was helping it. So I think that's definitely a plus. Um, Now for the negative effects, my first point in that is it can lower your self-esteem because although there are a lot of people who empower others to show the real you, there are also people that show you unrealistic standards like for their life. Like some people, like the influencers of today, they have like they have all these bags and all these like cars and these big houses and all of that, and They have like a lifestyle that they feel like they need to keep up with and share with everyone, that they don't realize that it can actually make someone feel like worse about themselves. So um, that can definitely put a downer on people. Um, and like all these like celebrities have like all these operations on themselves, like plastic surgeries and all of that, and they have a certain look that they need to obtain, and that also makes people, girls specifically, feel bad about themselves sometimes. Which leads me to my next point. It's easier for people to cyberbully. It gives bullies a place who are upset with their own lives and they want to make others feel the same. It's easier for cyberbullies to bully people through the internet because nothing is face to face. They don't have to actually confront you and tell you the reasons why they are telling you what they're telling you. They can just be like, oh, you're ugly, and they don't have to give you any reasons. They just type it and you receive it and you feel bad about yourself if you're like that. Um, so, in conclusion, social media has its pros and cons, but everything, like everything does. But honestly, in my opinion, social media is a great place. Thank you.